Right. I'm still trying to get my head around this, but here's a news report from Santa Cruz, California, Time magazine. A woman told police that she was sexually assaulted in 2017 by Pete Hegseth after he took her phone, blocked the door to a California hotel room, and refused to let her leave, according to a detailed investigative report made public late Wednesday. All right. This isn't something that seems like just a average he said, she said kind of thing. This is very specific. Past information that we've gotten in the past, well, information we've gotten in the past week says that she had contusions on her right thigh. His excuse is that, what, I guess he was very drunk, but he claims it was consensual. None of this sounds consensual. The contusions, I believe, were part of a police report. So that was not just her saying it. And we still have fake Christians, like the Speaker of the House, defending this. We now have more information about Matt Gaetz paying two underage, I guess, prostitutes and then child rape, I guess, of others. This is what this is. This is pedophilia, sex with multiple women, or young girls, rather. Reports of the parties where the girls were uh, given drugs and alcohol, and then I guess when they basically passed out or could not fight somebody off or know enough to say no, they were, quote, made available for sex for the older men at this party. These are teenage girls, underage. Actually, any woman that this would happen to. I mean, this is like Bill Cosby stuff where you give them roofies. Um, this is not something that happened in their youth, college antics. With Matt Gaetz, this was while he was in Congress. We have members of Congress who have said that he would show these pictures to them, when they're on the House floor. This feels so much like an op, along with the RFK Jr. stuff and the Tulsi Gabbard thing, although I think we got to put her in a separate category because Putin really, really, really needs her. And she is a Putin asset, a Russian asset. This is Trump putting it all out there as soon as he can to make sure that he's pushing the envelope a lot. He wants to show what he can get away with early on, in the so-called honeymoon period. He wants everybody to just roll over because they, out of fear and shock that he even won this election. But this goes beyond just kind of going along to get along. Like, oh, okay, I got this nominee. Yeah, he might have done some shaky things, a little, in his youth, got caught having an affair, or maybe we find out he's gay or something like this. This is not what this is. This is Trump and Putin trying to make a point. They picked the worst of the worst for a reason. They are pushing these dangerous, unqualified, treasonous, just horrible people, the worst they could find, because Trump hates America. He thinks it's hilarious. But this is Putin telling him to dominate the streets. Now, remember back in when Trump was trying to fight Black Lives Matter, and he went and they used the smoke bombs or the tear gas against our own people. And then he walked across the street from the White House with his thugs with him, and he held up the Bible upside down. We later find out that right before that, he was on the phone with Putin, and Putin told him, you have to dominate the streets, dominate. This is the language that the then president of the United States was listening to from an enemy of the United States. One of the most dangerous men in the world, Putin. And he's talking to him, and Putin's telling him to dominate. And I think that that is precisely what Putin is ordering Trump to do right now with these cabinet picks. He's telling him to dominate, only not dominate Democrats. He's telling him to go in and dominate Republicans, to quash any drop or shred of something that looks like somebody might be doing their job as a member of Congress. Any pushback, anybody who won't fall in line completely on things that will destroy the United States. So I think that this is Putin telling Trump to go in there now and just wipe out Republicans. We've already wiped out Democrats, okay? And they knew that Democrats weren't going to do anything because Merrick Garland didn't do anything. And we're all like, well, he's dotting his I's and crossing his T's. And ugh, talk about treason. And, you know, Mueller didn't do anything, and we all just let Bill Barr get away with lying. I mean, I didn't. I had my America Reads a Mueller report project to try and disabuse people of the notion that that Trump was found innocent and that it was just a Russian hoax. It wasn't. But I'm just one person, and I don't have the resources. I think we aired this in 100 times in battleground states in 2019 and 2020, direct excerpts from the Mueller report on local TV to try and reach those people who only watch Fox News, who weren't part of the cult but don't know they've been lied to, but they watch their local TV programming. So we've got that. So then Nancy Pelosi decided not to impeach. We'll just let the voters take care of it. Okay, but you also have a job to do, and she didn't do it. And so the voters did take care of it. We voted them out. We voted out Trump in 2020, but it was Merrick Garland after that who betrayed us. And I don't think it was just him being conservative in his approach, or, you know, I think it got to, or just being incompetent. I think that he's corrupt because we can no longer just accept that he was moving slowly. And the people who told us he was doing his job are either corrupt or just not the people we should be listening to. These were nobodies who somehow got a Twitter following, and we decided to make them our gurus. Ridiculous. So we do a lot of this ourselves, and we're still doing it. When you see the people that we listen to that we have no business telling us what to do. But at this point, these cabinet picks are being done to shove them down our throats and to prove so that Trump can prove to Putin that he listens to him, that he is dominating the streets, dominating the Capitol, and that even his own party has to be quashed, and that if he can beat them down now into submission to make them go along with this, that then there's absolutely nothing that Trump can't get away with. Again, they've already succeeded in taking down Democrats. And now they just have to make sure that Republicans will go along with the most egregious picks. And as I've said before, the Marco Rubio pick, which is actually a sane choice, certainly not insane, but that is to clear out that Senate seat for Laura Trump. Make no mistake about that. Trump can't stand Rubio. But it doesn't matter. Trump hates everybody. He hates his country. He thinks we all owe him. This is about now showing off to other world powers. Remember, Putin likes to do that too. He did that when he had Republican senators come over to Moscow and kiss his ring on the 4th of July. This was Putin's way of winking at the rest of the world, saying, see what I can do? I got these people wrapped around my little finger. And so Putin's doing some of that now. And I think what he's doing, he's advising Trump to do these things. Or I shouldn't say advising, he's ordering Trump to do these things so that Trump can feel like a little dictator. So he can feel like, hey, I'm like Putin. But it's also Putin's way of showing the rest of the world, signaling to the rest of the world that he has this kind of power now over the United States. And there might have been some concern that there might be some Republicans that might want to push back. But again, this is Trump's second term, and he can do whatever he wants, probably even go for a third term. So they're going to push the envelope at every chance they get. Trump and Putin are. They've been doing it all along. They've been doing it for 9 years, and we never push back enough. We might push back a little bit and go, well, I think they learned their lesson, or they wouldn't dare do this, or let the voters decide, that type of thing. And we keep thinking that what we're seeing and hearing and sensing isn't happening, but it is happening. And lack of pushback, lack of resistance, lack of doing their jobs by Republicans is just part parcel of that, lest any of them think that, this is going to be okay now because Trump got a second term. We're in trouble, but mark my words, you're going to see more of this. And whenever even Republicans like, I can't believe Trump picked this person for a cabinet position, and then now he's fighting for them. This is all part of the plan. They were picked for this reason. They were picked to be the most egregious, most unbelievably horrible choices possible, so that Trump and Putin can prove they are in control and they can get this done. They can get these people in. They can do whatever they want. And that is the point, that they get to prove how powerful they are in their blatant and obvious corruption.